Name that tune in how many notes? All right, hello. And so I turned on the camera, so that means that face is itching. I guess when things stop itching, I'll know that I'm more comfortable with this, possibly. So, yes, so I might start with the the trumpet call, the shofar call, the kazoo call, and then do hum a song where you try to see how quickly you can name the tune in one note, two notes, and if you get it in one note, I want to hear about it because that would mean we're connected by the noosphere. So you have the atmosphere and then you have the noosphere, Noosphere. Pierre Desjardins, French Jesuit priest from the 20s, 30s, 40s, that there's also a noosphere. I could have put that up for my subject. I didn't have time to change that. When I tried to take it off, it started to rip. So I'm going to make that my subject again today. But the noosphere is like the atmosphere, but it's the collective unconscious. Anyway, like the atmosphere, but it's where information is. So if you get it, if you get it in one note, then we are connected to the noosphere, possibly. Two notes, three notes. So when you report that you got it, estimate how many notes it took you to get the opening tune. So hello and welcome to the Candid and Humble, the Sinner Seeking Good, we the people worldwide. Welcome. And not welcome are the saboteurs, the seed of Satan are not welcome, but you'll be here, so we'll have various ways of dealing with you. So Margie, excellent feedback about the meek and humble. So I think, yeah, the meek, here's how I then, after reading what you put, Margie, and also I want to say thank you to those who are coming, visiting my videos each day at the Good Info Cafe, where the friends meet. And what happens at a cafe? You have music at a cafe, you have friends, you have food, you have great conversation. A lot of times I envision a cafe being outside. We're not outside, but envision that you're outside and people watching, and like how it would be in heaven, on earth as it is in heaven. So you guys are great. Keep it up. And the feedback that Margie, here's how I'm now looking at it. Meek towards God. Meek, surrender. You're vulnerable. You're okay to be weak in front of God. But the opposite in front of Satan, or pushing back against Satan and evil, is you're not meek. You can still be humble, but you're strong. You push back. You have an option to be a martyr when confronting evil, or you can also push back and defend yourself. So those are options. The overview of this channel that I'm testing to see about launching something in January, I want to go over the overview, the genesis of this. And it started this push to have a series started when a friend of my twin daughters died from an overdose almost exactly a year ago, a little in November 2017, and it really affected me and my daughters and a lot of people. He was only 20 and just a great guy, and it was so sad that this happened. So I was doing more research, and of course, I don't know, George says thousands. It happens so every day, and I did see someone's dealing with that at a political level, dealing with the opiate crisis. I'll have to remember who that was. I saw in the news, and just drove me to, I was teaching, working full time, have kids in college, being a husband, a father, a son, a brother, just dealing with all that. The extra time that I had, I dove into the opiate crisis. And so that was over December and January of last year. And then around February, I'm guessing, is when I discovered George and Task Force, George Webb's channel, dealing with the opiate crisis, dealing with corruption in government and corruption by our leadership. And so that's where I started to see George talked about Whistleblower Sunday, and I ended up, I saw that he was in D.C., and I go down there, and I met him in Task Force, I think in February, but I wasn't on camera. He asked me the first time about being on camera. And Macduff was there also playing the violin, either the first or second time I went there. I think it was the second time. And right there in front of the U.S. Capitol, that's owned by we the people. We own the Capitol. We pay the salaries of all those that are in leadership positions, but only a few are actual good leaders. Anyway, then him and Task Force went to Chicago, Rahm Emanuel, and then came back in April or something, and then I started to be on more. And then really this past summer I was on doing the music, and it was fun, and it gave a chance for George to consolidate things, a way to remember things. Strokes don't move, Club K with cranes. What might be right for you is not. What might be right for something is not right for trains. Whatever. All the different tunes that help people remember and help me remember it, and also a way I could learn. And then back with teaching, busier schedule after the summer was over. But now I'm a new principal came into my school, and I was out. I didn't fit in with her plans. And so I have more time to do the video and see what I'm going to do in the next chapter of my life. But then it was just, what am I going to do? Content. And so George, as a reference point, he did more than one video a day, but I eventually committed to doing one video a day. And then I followed where this led me. And it did get into the spiritual stuff. And that's where I believe God is guiding me that way. I could talk about the Serenity Prayer, so maybe I will go over and grab that. I see the time is getting short. So meeting at the Good Info Cafe is like breaking bread with the Word, with thoughts and concepts, and it's like a meal. So a typical meal will say you have your drinks, then you have your opening food, the appetizer, hors d'oeuvres, whatever, and then you scratch your face when the video's on, and then you have the main course and then a dessert. Or I've seen some restaurants have 25 levels, 25 courses. So sometimes it's going to be like a traditional meal of the 4 parts: drinks, appetizer, main course, dessert. And sometimes my presentation, my video will be like a 25 course taste sensation using concepts. So that's the overview, and it's going to continue. I'm getting everything out right now, and then we'll see what this here. I think it's going to start with the kazoo as the da 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 da. Then they name that tune. See how many notes you can name it in, and then get into the meat. It'll have a subject, and there'll be some more music and some percussion. The brushes that I just found that I misplaced for a long time. Today is the Lord's Day, and it's fine. Sabbath for the Jewish people, and Jesus was Jewish and never said he wasn't, and so was Mary. But the birthmark and that city there, see if you can see what else my birthmark looks like. Thanks.